This is going to annoy some people, and I'm absolutely certain about that, but I'm still going to say it. Buying jewelry the traditional way is not an investment, but instead it's an expense. There you go, I said it. Now listen to me, gold is part of our culture. We all love gold, especially Indians. We flock to the jewelries to buy gold. But buying the gold the traditional way makes absolute no sense. And especially if you're an NRI. And look, I get it. We Indians love gold, especially our women. But buying gold the traditional way is not an investment. And especially if you're an NRI, this makes no sense at all. Let me show you a smarter, cleaner, safer way of buying gold. And most importantly, it is 100% tax efficient. We Indians associate gold with various forms of emotions. It is an emotional attachment. It shows status, which is, I don't know why people have that at the moment, because gold shouldn't define a status. But hey, that's Indian culture. You definitely need to have gold to show you've made it. So we associate emotional connection to that. But here's the uncomfortable truth. As soon as you buy a gold jewelry, as soon as you step out, it's already lost 8 to 12% in making charges and taxes. And at that point, you're no longer investing. You're just holding something shiny which has some emotional value associated with that. And as an NRI, you can't store a large amount of gold at home or store it anywhere else in the banks. It is always with you. And again, it's not tax efficient either. And the worst part is, if you're trying to get the gold jewelry from India to the US or UK, you have to think about the duty charges. You need to declare this to the government. And the worst thing is, it is such an unsafe amount of money sitting in your house, which can easily be stolen if your house was burgled. So I don't get the whole point of owning a physical gold, other than it being shiny. I get it, because when you own gold, the gold has appreciated in value for the last 20-25 years. I'm still wearing a jewelry that I purchased when I was like 18 or 19 years old. It does still has an emotional value associated with it, but that's the end of it. You don't buy large quantity of gold and leave it in the house and have sleepless nights. I wouldn't recommend having a physical gold at home. And then there is emotional side to it. If you speak to your wife or to your mum, they will say, oh, this is something that my parents got me. I need to hold on to it and I don't want to get rid of it. And what happens at that time? Your gold stays in your house or stays with you, and it's a dead investment. You cannot realize any profit out of that. Now here's the amazing tax efficient way that you can invest in gold, and it's called Ishares physical gold ETF. You can easily buy this particular ETF and invest. The best part is, you don't have to worry about where to store. You don't have to worry about any making charges. It is low cost, so there is no exorbitant fees annually that you need to pay. And most importantly, you can invest this through stocks and shares ISA account. What does that mean? It's absolutely tax-free, and when it comes to selling gold, you can sell this gold in minutes or even seconds using your stocks and shares ISA account. I personally own a portion, or within my stocks and shares ISA account, a 10% portfolio purchased into physical gold ETF. But here's the best part: you get the gold return without the Indian headache, which means no customs, no jewelers, no emotional connection, and absolutely no making charges. Now that I've given you the option of buying this ETF, it doesn't mean that you go all out and start buying the gold in tons. Let's say if you want to invest into gold, you don't do like what your parents or our parents did in the past, wherein most of their money was just basically went in buying gold, thinking that that is the most stable asset. But there is much more to do with the gold, because the gold has not outperform the way the other forms of investments have worked. The S&P 500, for example, has shot up in value, and it has performed a lot better than gold itself. Now, people can come back to you and tell you that, oh look, last 5 years the gold has just shot up in value. It is gone up in value, but it is also going down as well, and it'll start to fall down as soon as the market starts performing really well. What is the ideal portion that you can allocate to buy these gold within your investment portfolio? The gold should just form 5 to 10% of your investment and nothing more than that, because anything more than that means your money is just going to sit there with less value. It's not going to grow the way you would want it to grow. Keep it to 5 to 10%. That means if you invest like £100,000 into your stocks and shares ISA account, make sure only £5 to £10,000 is allocated to gold investment, and the rest should be your equity portfolio. Remember, gold only moves up when the market falls or it's in a panic mode, but as soon as the market picks up, which typically happens within a year or two, the markets are going to outperform your gold investment. So having a heavy investment portfolio weighted down on gold, that's not going to give you a lot of good return. So stick it to 5 to 10%. Now, I'm not going to say that you shouldn't buy any gold jewelries. I mean, you cannot completely say no to your women. Try to make them understand that gold, there is a better form of purchasing gold. But remember, don't buy gold thinking this is an investment idea. I'll give you a typical example. Let's say if you bought gold worth 5 lakh rupees. You are looking at 10% making charges, 5% loss in terms of purity deduction, and then you're looking at 5% loss when you actually want to sell the gold. Eventually, whatever that you have actually invested, say 5 lakh rupees, that will be probably down to about 3.5 lakhs to close to 4 lakh rupees. So you're losing money every time you buy and sell the gold. So that's a very bad investment idea if you ask me. But whereas if you invest into gold ETF, there is absolutely zero making charges, wastages, commissions, zero charges when you actually have to sell the gold. And when you get the money back, it's completely tax-free as well, especially when you're investing in the UK using stocks and shares ISA. If you're buying jewelry, of course, buy it for your emotional reasons. You want to gift your wife something, but don't consider that as an investment. If you want to treat gold as an investment, then I would suggest you to look at the ETF, because that makes absolute financial sense. And most importantly, that gives you stability on your portfolio. So every time the market falls, say 10%, your gold value is going to go up as well. The gold ETF that you hold, which is, let's say, 5 to 10%, that's going to cushion the overall loss that's there in your portfolio. So having gold as one of the investments within your ETF, within your ISA account, helps you stabilize your investment, and that way you can avoid a lot of loss if it is a short-term one. But remember this, a stock market, if you stick around for a long period of time, say 10 or 15 years, you'll never make a loss. I guarantee you that, because I've been investing for the last 15 to 20 years, and as long as you hold on to your investment for a long period of time, do not go in and invest thinking that you're going to make short-term money. That's the wrong way of building your wealth. Buy your gold for emotions and buy your ETF for your financial growth. If you enjoyed and you've learned something new, please hit that like button and subscribe, and do comment where you live and how your investment portfolio is looking like. And if you've learned something new, please do share it as well. See you in the next one.